So what else could we do to this underframe to improve it? One of the drawbacks to the older underframes was often that the brake gear was not in line with the wheels. We can see if we put the wheel set back in that the wheels are some way behind the brakes. This is very good news for people like me who want to convert to P4 because those wheels are actually in the right place for my brakes. With the Airfix Daypole underframe, we were fortunate that the brake gear, actually when you fit scale wheels, the brake gear comes out in line with the wheels. Very often when you put scale wheels into a ready to run or even a kit built chassis, the brake gear will not line up with the wheels, which is a bit of an inconvenience. It doesn't make for very effective brakes. You've got a number of alternatives. Obviously with a kit built chassis it's much easier to realign the brake gear to suit the wheel sets you're fitting. So on a ratio chassis like this, if I were to now substitute some scale wheels for the double O wheels I had originally, same overall axle length, so I haven't got to do anything about the axles. But it is well worth making sure that the brake gear lines up with the wheels. Now, quite often there's a locating mark, a locating pip on the floor which seeks to align the brake gear, as you can see there, in the double O position. That's where the brake gear wants to sit. So it's necessary just to trim those tabs back a bit, trim the lugs back a bit, to permit the brake gear to sit in line with the wheels. So this enables us to install the brake gear with the blocks in line with the wheels and close to them, so they look as though when the brakes are applied they would actually contact the wheels. A lot of model brake gear unfortunately looks as though it would never work. Right, last stage in fitting the brake gear to a normal wagon like this is fit the brake levers. The important thing with these is to make sure you get them the right way round. Wagons with a lever each side, which is any wagon built after about 1895, have one lever which acts direct on the brakes and one which has cams on it. So there's a direct lever, and here you can see the cam lever. The way to work out which lever goes on which side is just to imagine the crank between the brake rods rotating. It rotates clockwise to put the brakes on. So the plain lever goes on the side when the cam would rotate clockwise. Once you've got that one established, the other lever goes on the other side, and that's a correct orientation of the brake levers. Again, the direct lever on the side when the brake cam would rotate clockwise, and this is the anti-clockwise one, so it's got to, what the cam does is reverse the direction of travel of the shaft. You'll also notice that I've done a little bit of extra work on the brakes here by putting in the cross shaft. This is simply a case of putting a bit of micro rod, Slater's Plasticard micro rod, in between the brake hangers themselves. But again, no real wagon ever ran without that shaft, and the number of model wagons that don't have it are legion.